Han Solo is a fictional character in the Star Wars franchise created by George Lucas. The character first appeared in the 1977 film Star Wars, portrayed by Harrison Ford, who reprised his role in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Ford returned to the role for The Force Awakens, as well as a brief cameo in The Rise of Skywalker. In the spin-off film Solo, a younger version of the character is portrayed by Alden Ehrenreich. First appearing in the original trilogy, Han Solo and his first mate Chewbacca are smugglers who are hired by Ben Kenobi and Luke Skywalker to transport them to Alderaan so they can deliver the stolen plans for the Death Star. Although initially unwilling to join the Rebel Alliance in their fight against the Galactic Empire, he eventually does so and in the process falls in love with Princess Leia, whom he eventually marries, becoming Luke's brother-in-law. In the sequel trilogy set decades later, Solo joins forces with Scavenger Ray and former Stormtrooper Finn to help them in the Resistance in their fight against the First Order, whose forces are led by Supreme Leader Snoke and Kylo Ren, the latter of whom is his and Leia's son, Ben Solo, who fell to the dark side of the Force, which caused him and Leia to separate. Han is killed by his son but eventually returns as a Force vision to his son and helps redeem him back to the light side of the Force. The American Film Institute has named Solo as the 14th best film hero. Mythologist Joseph Campbell has described the character. He thinks he's an egoist, but he really isn't. There's something else pushing. In 1997, Lucas described Han as a cynical loner who realizes the importance of being part of a group and helping for the common good. Ever since his debut, Han Solo has remained one of the most famous characters from the Star Wars series. In addition to the character being hailed as one of cinema's greatest heroes, Harrison Ford's performances in the franchise have received significant acclaim from critics and fans. Alden Ehrenreich's performance in Solo was also well received. Ford received 2 nominations for the Saturn Award for Best Actor, winning for his performance in The Force Awakens. In the earliest version of the initial draft for Star Wars, Solo was an alien of the Uralian race with green skin, no nose and enormous gills, also being a member of the Jedi Bendu and being acquainted with General Skywalker. The following draft saw Solo as a bearded, flamboyant pirate. Franchise creator George Lucas settling on making him a human to better develop the relationship between the 3 central characters, and Chewbacca instead being used for the part of the alien sidekick. By the time of the 3rd draft, Solo had developed into the tough James Dean-style starpilot that would appear in the finished film. Lucas also used Humphrey Bogart as a point of reference in his development notes. Mythologist Joseph Campbell said of Han, he thinks he's an egoist, but he really isn't. There's something else pushing. In 1997, Lucas described him as a cynical loner who realizes the importance of being part of a group and helping for the common good. In 2004, Lucas explained that Han is the selfish sidekick of protagonist Luke, who is selfless. A piece of Star Wars memorabilia has found a new home, but not without selling for 7 figures. According to TMZ, the Rock Island Auction Company recently auctioned off Harrison Ford's original prop blaster, the DL-44 Heavy Blaster pistol, which Harrison used when he first stepped into his iconic role as Han Solo, sold for $1.5 million. The blaster was used in Star Wars Episode IV A New Hope, and is apparently the last of 3 prop guns used during filming. The prop is based on the German-made Mauser C96. The auction company was reportedly hoping to earn between $300,000 to $500,000 for the prop, but it sold for over double the estimate. This isn't the only classic movie prop to go on the auction block recently, and given some of the starting prices, it's clear that props can fetch decent fortunes if they come from high-profile movies. In May, the prop store's Entertainment Memorabilia live auction featured a variety of highly priced movie props, including Thor's hammer, which was expected to earn at least $100,000. Chris Hemsworth wielded the prop while filming the Thor movies. The same auction was also featuring a screen-matched ILM Red Leader X-Wing Starfighter model miniature from Star Wars New Hope. It was expected to go for up to $1 million. Similarly, a full-size DeLorean time machine replica from the Back to the Future franchise, which was being auctioned for $150,000. Tom Hanks' Volleyball Wilson from Castaway was predicted to go for a selling price of $80,000 to $120,000, while the black and red striped sweater from 2003 Seconds Freddy vs. Jason expected to sell for up to $15,000. Earlier this year, the Tin Man's oil can from Wizard of Oz was up for auction in March, with estimates predicting a $200,000 sale. The auction was held by GWS Auctions, titled Their Artifacts of Hollywood and Music Live, and featured other props like a pair of 14K white gold sunglasses previously owned by Elvis Presley, which were expected to sell for $25,000. In June, amid the height of the Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard defamation case, The Pirates of the Caribbean star's motorcycle from Cry Baby went on sale for 6 figures. The auction started bidding at $250,000 with $25,000 increments. Prior to going on the auction block, the Harley was on display at a museum in Branson, Missouri.